Hey guys, it's Denise Cooper, and I'm just laying in bed and thinking about some notes that I took at, um, where was I? I think I was at the library. Okay, I went to the library and I took notes somewhere else. Where was I? I don't know. I'll think about it, but I'm reading James Baldwin just above my head, and I remember I was at the taco stand, the Yucatan taco stand here in Fort Worth and Fairmount. I took some pictures um, of my lunch and this book a million times. I know you've seen it a million, but I was blown away. And I'm going to backtrack. I'm further along past page 200, and I'm going to backtrack to page 156 because that's what I was taking notes on. Things that really just kind of jump out at me. And I thought, wow, James Baldwin is teaching us what men want from us black women. So I on my notes, and I'll read directly from my notes because this is just me wanting to share something from the book. James Baldwin tells us what black men need on page 156, right? So Martha and Florence, remember Martha is Hall's younger, when he was younger, that was his girlfriend, and Florence is Hall's mother. So Martha and Florence are walking down the street and discussing um, basically what happened when they left Joel and Amy's house. Amy is the mother of the young evangelist Julia and her little brother Jimmy, and Joel is the father, Amy's husband. And Amy was sick the last time I talked to you guys about this book. I'm not going to tell you what her ailment is, so I don't want to spoil it too much, but I will be talking about this and giving some direct quotes from Martha and Florence in the book. Florence has turned out to be one of my favorite characters in this book. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, Martha and Florence are walking down the street and discussing Joel and the recent visit to his home. Their intent was to go and get Amy and take her to the hospital. Um, However, she is not home when they get there. And again, I'll leave the reason why she's sick because I'm going to read over that part. Yet on this walk, Martha asks Florence, "What is wrong with Joel?" Florence replies that he is lazy. Martha says that Joel reminded her of her father, that he could never make up his mind, and mentioned, in quotes, what she heard people say about black men. And so this is a direct quote from the book from Martha. Quote, "Well, that's just the way black men are. They don't know how to make up their minds." End quote. Hmm. That had me like, what? And then Florence just snatched everything I was thinking right out of my mouth. So Florence then says to Martha, quoting, "Well, that's just not true." Okay. And God knows, well, she didn't say the okay part, but I'm sorry, you're on my lap, so you're jiggling when I jiggle. Well, that's just not true. And God knows the last thing a black man needs is for a black woman to feel that way about him. End quote. So I went on to basically, when I would start writing, I just couldn't stop because I was giving my example of what are non-lazy black men in my life. I always go to my direct immediate because people seem to only think about the really huge big picture of famous people or whatever, or in a bad neighborhood and they see men out on the corner. Those are the only, okay, whatever. So I start writing down kind of like my commentary. And so I mentioned my father, who had a triple master's degree and end up being a college professor up until the day he died, and my sister took care of him. Okay? Not a lazy man. Not a lazy man at all. My only brother is not a lazy man. He has been married to the same woman since I've been 11 years old. I am now 53. He has always had a job, and marriage is hella work. And he's a passionate musician, and he's always been a musician and in a band still up until this day. He is 10 years older than me. Not a lazy man. Then I think about my son Dante. He's employed now. He's a passionate photographer. He's not a lazy man. My son William stands up on his feet 7 days a week in his own barbershop that he owns, his own chair, his own clients, his own way of doing things. And he is not a lazy man. He earns his living that way. Then you know DJ. He's my youngest. He's worked since he's got out of high school. He's now taking care of his retired mother. He's the one with the job in this household. This is his apartment. He gave me his room. He's not a lazy man. My dad, my brother, my 3 sons, 5 black men, I know immediately that are not lazy men. So James Baldwin wanted to make a point through Florence and Martha what black men want from black women, or don't want. They don't want us thinking that they're lazy men, just because this old wives' tale and people heard, as Martha would bring out in the story, because that goes around a lot, where you see these memes. They say black girls can't do this, but look at what I'm doing. They say black girls can't wear yellow, but look at how I'm wearing it. They say black girls can't do this, but look at this. They say black men, they say black girls, they say black boys, they say. Half of those they says I have never heard of, and I've been black for 53 years. Thanks, James Baldwin, for constantly teaching us what black men want, what people want from one another, just a little humanity. I love that book. And woo, did it get steamy? Oh my God, gotta go. Don't want to spoil that part. Not at all.